It was a complete life-altering shift when we found out that we were having our first child. But at 20 weeks, they do the anatomy scan, and they confirmed a rare diagnosis called CPAM, which is cardiopulmonary airway malformation that could be potentially fatal. And what they would be looking for would be fetal hydrops. The hydrops did not appear, but she had developed another rare condition, the dilation of the right ventricle. No one, no doctor, no specialist could tell us what was going to happen. Would the baby come out breathing? Would the baby's heart be strong enough to pump blood at birth?
We had been to a family party. Sarah was pregnant at the time. I know there were some issues. I didn't know the extent of the issues, but I knew that they were seeing specialists. And I told them, you have to read this book. Father McGivney, the parish priest. I had read all about the story of the shackle baby, and I felt the timing was just perfect.
So I remember Sarah called my name, and I ran upstairs because I thought something was wrong. She was crying because she had just looked up who Blessed Michael McGivney is and found out that the miracle that was attributed to him was basically the same thing we had been praying for, prevention of hydrops and the survival of a baby in the womb.
My hope just grew in that very moment, like, wow, this was a miracle. We immediately want to start praying for his intercession.
And on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, Sarah was being induced. And finally, at around midnight, about 8 or 9 nurses and doctors came into the room. They were worried that the baby would come out blue and not crying. And after like maybe 10 seconds of silence, the baby started crying. The doctors and nurses are all cheering, we're crying, and they introduced us to our baby girl, Virginia.
At the first appointment, within a week of her being born, they could see that the dilation of the right ventricle was still present. And so our prayer shifted to her healing of her heart. We went to the follow-up appointment.
And the doctor says, we had to look 3 or 4 times at the scans from today. It seems like she has a completely normal heart. We don't really know how to explain it or say it to you. You don't have to come back for another year. We felt so blessed, thanking Blessed Michael McGivney for this miracle.
There's no doubt in my mind that what we witnessed is a miracle through Blessed Michael McGivney's intercession. What struck me about learning more about Blessed Michael McGivney is that he really just wanted to be there for his parishioners and be an everyday hero. I see that in the Knights today, that they want to be those everyday heroes, champions for family and children, because that's how we feel as parents. We feel like that's our most important role in life, is to be that champion for our children. And we're so grateful that we are able to do that. Our whole family has been affected by this miracle. The power of prayer brought this forward. Blessed Michael McGivney brought this forward. Virginia is celebrated every day in so many ways. She has so many people that love her. And we're so grateful to Blessed Michael McGivney.